Good morning, students. This video is going to describe about the single bus organization of module number 5 basic processing unit of the course computer organization and architecture. So this video which is going to describe about the single bus organization, how the register transfer is going to be performed in the single bus organization, and how an arithmetic and logical operations are going to be performed for the process in the processor with the help of single bus organization. Let us see in detail about this single bus organization. A single bus organization which has been shown in which an arithmetic and logic unit and all the registers are interconnected through a single bus which is internal to the processor. So the figure which is going to be shown an program counter, memory address register, memory data register, a multiplexer, ALU, arithmetic and logic unit, temporary registers Z, Y and temp register, and registers from R0 to Rn-1, a instruction register, along with that instruction decoder and control logic. And this is nothing but internal processor bus, a single internal processor bus which is going to connect both the side the informations which are going to be transferred through this particular internal processor. Okay, and a memory bus is also going to be provided over there externally, which is going to be present, and that's are going to be connected from an address line through MAR, memory address register, and through data lines for transferring of data from memory data register. Let us see about this organization in detail. Here, the data bus and address lines of the external memory bus are connected to the internal processor bus via the memory data register MDR and memory address register MAR respectively. And register MDR has two inputs and two outputs. Data may be loaded into the MDR either from the memory bus or from the internal processor bus. So the data stores in MDR may be replaced or placed on either bus. The input of memory address register is connected to the internal bus and its output is connected to the external bus to connect the memory. Here, the control lines of the memory bus are connected to the instruction decoder and control logic block. This unit is responsible for issuing the signals that control the operation of all the units inside the processor and for interacting with the memory through the memory bus. The number and use of processor registers from R0 to Rn-1 varies considerably from one processor to another processor. Registers may be provided for general purpose by the user program or by the programmer who are going to be using this particular operation with the particular processor. Some may be dedicated as a special purpose registers such as index registers, stack pointers, like that. Here in the single bus organization, three registers Y, Z and temp. These three are not been mentioned before. These registers are transparent to the programmer, that is, the programmer need not be considered or concerned with them because they are never referenced explicitly by any instruction. Okay, so they are used by the processor for temporary storage during execution of some instructions. These registers Y, Z and temp are never used for storing any data generated by one instruction for a later use by another instruction. Here, the multiplexer MUX, which has a select pin, selects either the output of Y, which have been provided by the Y register, temp register, or a constant value, constant 4, to be provided as an input to the ALU as A input to the ALU. The constant 4 is used to increment the content of a program counter, so that we are going to use that value over here. We will refer to the two possible values of mux control, which is going to be an input select. Either it can select a 4 or select a y, which can select a constant value 4 or it can select a y data. For selecting the constant 4 or selecting the register y respectively. An instruction execution progresses data are transferred from one register to another, often passing through the ALU to perform some arithmetic or logical operations, maybe an add operation, subtract operation, multiply, divide, modulo, and like that we are going to do an logic operation as OR operation, AND operation, NOT operation, XOR operation, exclusive OR operation, NAND or NOT operation. Such operations are going to be performed with the ALU with the help of input A and the input B. Here, the instruction decoder and control logic unit is responsible for implementing the action specified by the instruction register IR. The instruction register IR is going to give the signal. So, the decoder generates the control signals needed to select which register which is going to be involved directly to transfer the data over the processing bus. So, the register, the ALU and the interconnecting bus are collectively referred as data path. That is going to be called as data path. With few exceptions, an instructions can be executed by performing one or more operations which transfers a word of data from one processor register to another or a ALU. Second one, which can perform an arithmetic or a logic operation and store the result in the processor register, and it can fetch the operation of a given memory location and load them into a processor register. And the fourth one, it can store a word of data from a processor register into a given memory location. So here the Y register, Z registers and temp are called as processor registers, whereas R0 to Rn-1 is going to be called as users registers. Let us see how the implementation of these operations in detail by using the simple processor model. We are going to have four things over here. One is register transfer, performing an arithmetic or logical operation, fetching or storing a word from or in memory. Let us discuss one by one. First one, register transfer. How the register transfer is going to be happen over here. So here the figure shows that which consisting of a register Ri has one input Rin and one more Ri out, and the remaining are going to be remain same as seen in the single bus architecture. Y temporary register multiplexer has two inputs Y and constant 4. By using a select pin, we are going to select either the 4 value is going to be selected or Y value will be selected as an input A for the ALU operation, and B input is going to be given from the register through the internal processor bus, and which has an output register nothing but temporary register is Z and consisting of an internal processor bus. Let's discuss about the register transfer in this particular processing single bus architecture. The instruction execution, which involves a sequence of steps in which data are transferred from one register to another. For each register, there is two control signals are going to be placed. The content of that register on the bus or to load the data on the bus into the register. This is symbolically represented in this particular figure. Okay, so the input and output register RIN in RI out are connected to the bus via two switches, which is going to be controlled by the RIN signal, RI out signal respectively. This RIN input is set to 1 the data and the bus are loaded into the RI register. Similarly, when RI out is going to be set to 1, then the content of the register RI are going to be placed on the bus. While RI out is going to be equal to 0, the bus can be used for transferring the data from other register, not with the RI register. It's going to be used to transfer data from other registers. Suppose that we wish to transfer the content of register RI R1 to R4, then this can be accomplished as by enabling the output of register R1 out by setting R1 out to 1. This places the content of R1 on the processor bus, and by enabling the input register R4 by setting R4 in to 1, this loads the data from the processor bus to the register R4. Such a way it can transfer the data from R1 to R4. Here, all operations and data transfer within the processor takes place within time period defined by the processor clock. So, the control signals that garner a particular transfer are asserted at the start of the clock pulses. In our example, how we have taken R1 out and R4 in are to be set to 1. Such a way, here the register consists of an edge triggered flip-flop. Hence, at the next active edge of the clock, the flip-flops that constitute R4 will load the data present at their inputs. At the same time, the control signal R1 out and R4 in will return to 0. So, we are using this simple model of the timing of data transfer in the register data transfer. Let's see a small concept which is going to be called as multi-phase clocking. What is a multi-phase clocking in the register transfer? Sometimes what happens, the data transfer may use both rising edge and falling edge of the clock for the data transfer from one place to another, from one register to another, or from processor to register to processor. Okay, when an edge triggering or edge triggered flip-flop is not available or not used in the circuit, during that time we need 2 or more clock pulse may be needed to assure that the proper data transfer is going to be happening. Such process is going to be known as multi-phase clocking. When edge triggered flip-flops are not used, obviously what happens, 2 or more clock pulse signals are going to be needed to assure that the proper data transfer is going to be happening. Such situation is going to be known as multi-phase clocking. Multi-phase clocking. Let us see how actually the register transfer is going to be happen with an input and output gating for a 1-bit register. So this particular circuit which is going to be explaining an input and output gating for 1-bit register. A small implementation has been shown over there for this 1-bit register RI in and RI out has been shown over there. A 2-input multiplexer 0 and 1 is used to select the data applied to the input of a edge triggered D flip-flop when the control input is going to be RI in is equal to 1. The multiplexer selects a data on the bus. This data will be loaded into the D flip-flop at the rising edge of the clock. When RIN is equal to 0, the multiplexer fed back the value which is going to be currently stored in the flip-flop to the multiplexer. Okay, so during that time, the output of Q, which is going to be connected to the bus via a tri-state gate. When RI out is equal to 0, the gate output is high impedance electrically disconnected, which is going to be electrically disconnected. There is nothing but the gate is going to be open. So this corresponds to the open circuit state of the switch. When the Ri in Ri out is equal to 1, the gate drives the bus to 0 or 1 depending upon the Q value, and that is going to be outputted. Such a way, the input and output gating for a one bit register is going one bit register is going to be get used in the register transfer organization.